Welcome back to the Cute Games Club. After the announcement of new Pokemon Snap, I was inspired to make a mini-series about photography games. The original Pokemon Snap was a creative twist on the rail shooter, more commonly found in arcades and action genres. But in the decades since its release, a whole new host of photography games have come out. Some have clear inspiration from Snap's mechanics, but plenty of others have taken the concept in fresh new directions. So let's talk about some of them. Today, the most pervasive form of in-game photography is simply taking a screen capture of what you're playing. This has become a practice in games with all different kinds of mechanics, not just ones about photography. And we started to see AAA titles include precise photo editing tools for perfecting pictures in Engine. Other dedicated consoles have even built in buttons so players can snap a quick shot of their game whenever they fancy. The purpose of these tools, we've been told outright by promotional materials, is for sharing our in-game images on social media. Now, when we think of the power of social media in our everyday lives, we might be reminded of celebrities who pose with sponsored bottles of turmeric salad dressing, but developers know how invaluable sharing images of their games has been to marketing their work, especially for those who don't have the time or budget to advertise in more traditional ways. A great example of this is the Twitter hashtag campaign, Screenshot Saturday, which I was boggled to discover has been running for almost a decade now. Back in 2010 when it started, Screenshot Saturday was meant to be just a motivational device for developers who would post their game's progress. I would say the screenshots didn't really matter. I mean, this was back when Twitter didn't even have photo embedding. It was just supposed to act as proof, like, look, this is what I did this week. But gradually, outside game news publications started making like these compilations of the screenshots they thought were the most interesting and cool. And in 2013, Twitter changed its format so photos could be seen directly in a tweet. And then the nature of Screenshot Saturday started to transform. Some devs stopped posting their progress every week, and I don't think it's just because they lost motivation, because the photos they did post started to get prettier. I don't think it's because devs all suddenly leveled up their art game, no offense. It's because they started to see a good photo of your game, even one that wasn't finished, could get you a lot of attention. So, we've seen photography in modern games is almost always an acknowledgement of social media's importance, but I was way more excited to start seeing games built around the system of social media itself, like its relationship with photography. That's why I'm really excited to talk about Tokyo Snap for our first game. In Tokyo Snap, players walk around a stage trying to take pictures of interesting street styles, meeting characters, and learning a bit more about them as the game progresses. Instead of being graded on photographs in points, the quality of the photo results in likes in the game's faux social media world. Now, Tokyo Snap is a tiny game, barely more than a demo if I'm being brutally honest. But to me, it has done the best job so far in a game of expressing photography in ways 21st century humans are most accustomed to. Snapping the world around us for meaningless popularity points. I mean, yeah, I'm obligated to point out that the design of social media websites contributes to its problematic overusage and global proliferation of social anxiety, but when the likes are actual points, like just casual game points, it becomes fun again. A small detail that particularly impressed me in Tokyo Snap was this thing called the trending panel, which tells players what's popular that day, and photos that feature those topics will score more points. Like many millennials, I had a brief stint as an unpaid social media intern, and I was actually surprised to find out the amount of finesse that it takes to manage these accounts. Posting stuff is honestly like 20% of the actual work required. Like, what's the value of likes versus the value of followers? Oh, don't even get me started on the pan-warmed feculence that these websites call content sorting algorithms. Ooh! Tokyo Snap's trending panel is a simple way to make the game dynamic since it changes your goals slightly each time you play a stage. But it also hints at real social media's complex systems, offering a depth of photo evaluation that Pokemon Snap could never do in its era. Honestly, my only gripe with the game is that it doesn't lean into that idea even harder. I wonder what the game would be like, for example, if you were allowed to choose your own hashtags or follow certain people on their social media channels to learn about upcoming trends. Ooh, or maybe certain things take away points if you photograph them because they're considered uncool by your fans. Oh, there was another game in the section I wanted to talk about. Paparazzi. Yeah, it's Tokyo Snap but with dogs. Technically, Paparazzo hasn't been released yet, so I can't say too much about the gameplay or anything interesting that they've brought up, but according to the Steam page, Paparazzo is a game about taking pictures of dogs while managing your social media presence, and I assume that involves some kind of fictional social media world, so I'd be really interested to see how they develop that idea. Mainly, yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because it's got a lot of cute dogs in it. But I mean, I guess I should point out it's very interesting how they managed to make these dogs all look like they're moving, even though they do not have any joints whatsoever. Those legs are as rigid as a door jamb in winter. But anyway, Paparazzo, good stuff. That's gonna do it for today's episode. We've only covered, obviously, a tiny fraction of cute games that use photos as mechanics, but please make sure to stay tuned for our next video where we cover another type of photography game, taking photos as part of a job, like a photojournalist does. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon, and thanks for watching. Just getting the bottom corner of this. Hello. I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, what's happened? Where's your cool background thing? What happened to your highlights? Well, I moved. I made another video about it that I may or may not post. Let's just say that the pandemic has been unkind to us all, alright? And leave it at that. I just wanted to add in this section because it does seem weird that I only covered like 2 games in this video. That's not entirely true. I had a third game planned to film, and it was The Sims, because somebody told me that there was a DLC update called the Mushino or Massimo, I think it was, Sims update, where you could play as a social media influencer who would take photos of, like, I think fashion and celebrities, and there's just like a whole career track for it. So I cracked open my copy of The Sims, I just got everything ready, I created just the most like influencer looking character that I could possibly conceive of. That was actually a lot of fun. And, you know, got ready to go, and I said, you know what, I think I'm going to buy a bundle, you know, might as well just save some money and pick up some extra packs while I'm there. Got everything together in my shopping cart, bought the stuff, and then realized that I had bought the wrong package. And I was like, what the hell, let's just play Sims anyway. I just thought that I would play and see if there was anything to find, and it turns out there wasn't, but I did play about, I did lose maybe like 2 or 3 days, and here I am. I have nothing to show for it except for just deep regret. And again, I paid I think $60 for just 3 DLC packages that I enjoyed thoroughly. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope you're well and safe in this pandemic. A couple more videos coming up related to photography, so stay tuned for those. Okay, bye. I have to go brush my hair. I just realized I didn't brush it or do anything. I'm not even wearing makeup. This is who I am now, and I'm not proud of it.